What's up, guys? Welcome to Mikey Yourself and today's Review Wednesday. We're going to take a look at the passive system that I put into the 95 Fatboy some time ago to essentially add some provided security to my bike. Um, if you live in a city, if you live in a populated area, theft is going to happen, right? Like people are constantly, they want what you have, right? And if, they can get it with sticky fingers, then they're going to take it. So I happen to live in a major city, and theft happens. So I was looking for an opportunity to help add a little bit of additional security. And then on top of that, sometimes people they do things for no unknown reason, right? So if you watch like some of the Copart videos where they're doing the walkthroughs on bikes, guys will go in there and they'll turn the ignition on to kill the battery, right? So they just flip it on, let it sit, kill the battery, and that gives them an edge when they go to bid on the bike because some people aren't going to bid on the bike if they don't know if it runs, and because they killed the battery, they stop that opportunity. So likewise, somebody might want to mess around with you, throw your switch on if you didn't lock it, and then you have a dead battery, right? You're then having to struggle with that. So what I had created or put together was a passive system, kind of like the newer Harley. So you have the newer Harleys have the HD Smart system, and I'll have a review on that as well. But you know that gives you the fob so that your bike isn't going to operate unless that fob is around. Likewise, what I did is I took a car passive security system, coupled it with a latching relay in order to create essentially the same thing. And so they sell aftermarket products that do exactly the same. I forget the name of the company. I think it's like Digital Dog or something like that. And they make it's a simple small module and the fob, and it gives you the exact same output. It's just you're gonna pay a couple $100, right? Versus I did this for less than $100. And again, it consists of a car passive system, the latching relay. I added in a bypass switch so that way, if for some reason one of the two pieces failed, I had the ability to go right past it, supply the power that I needed to my ignition, so that way I can get where I needed to go. And then the most expensive piece of this all was the pencil box I got from Walmart. I just want to show this off. It's got latches. So anyhow, the purpose of this was to try to keep some of the water off because this stuff is not water anything. It's not waterproof. It's not water resistant. If it gets wet, it will be destroyed. It will short out. It will not work. So I wanted to protect it and put it in this case, put it underneath my seat, and it worked. It worked pretty well. Now the problem that I had is during the same time I did this installation, I was having electrical issues with the Fatboy. And long story short on that, what I found out is, the wiring that was done at the ignition was done incorrectly. Somebody had modified it from the stock, and and I mean it worked for the most part, but it was cutting in and out. I was having all kinds of kind of squirrely stuff happen. The wire that gets supplied to the coil was run differently, so I had all of these problems going on, and I thought this was feeding into it, so I removed this from the bike, and I haven't put it in since. Um, the reality is this is really cool, but that's about it. Like I talk about functionality, it is somewhat functional, but for the look that it gave it. So what I mean by that is when I lifted up my seat, I saw this big ugly plastic box sitting under there. Um, and the issues I was having, it just wasn't worthwhile to me. So I ended up pulling it out. It was a fail, right? This is one of those times where you try to do something and you think you're going to get one outcome and it ends up being another, and that's okay, right? These are the things that you use as opportunities to do yourself one better. So, um, you know, if you saw that video, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a multiple video series just because there was so much to it. I wanted to explain it very well so folks could do it for themselves. I think this is still applicable and maybe some other applications, maybe on par, whatever. You could do something like this, but unfortunately for the older Evo bikes, it just doesn't work out, right? Um, so I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, unfortunately, not everything works out. It's just how it is. That's life, right? And if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, become a subscriber. I'd like to have you join our community, provide feedback. So if you wouldn't mind, leave comments below. If you want to be notified the next time the next video is produced, I do produce them every Wednesday and Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hit the notification bell. If you don't want to get a notification on your phone, don't click on the bell, but definitely subscribe. And until the next video, I hope to see you in the wings.